They chose the illusion. They chose lust. They chose the sparkle that fades when the lights go out. You were offering something real, something rooted, something solid, but they traded gold for glitter. They chose what looked good for the moment instead of what would have lasted for a lifetime. And now, reality has shown them that what glitters was nothing but dust. They were drawn to what appeared successful, a facade, a carefully curated mirage. They thought they were upgrading, but what they actually did was downgrade their destiny. They chased a person who wore success like a costume, but behind that mask, there was nothing but emptiness, manipulation, and illusion. What's ironic is that nothing major even happened to trigger their decision. It wasn't a betrayal you caused or a wound you created. It was their own unhealed ego that led them astray. Their pride, their envy, their refusal to face their own shadows. Instead of healing, they sought revenge on love itself. They tried to punish you for being pure. This person was never truly ready for someone like you. You required honesty. You demanded effort. You reflected truth. And truth scares people who live in lies. They couldn't handle the light you carried, so they ran toward darkness dressed in diamonds. They thought they could handle it, but darkness always collects its debt. You were sent into their life as a mirror. You were the blessing that came disguised as a challenge, the one meant to help them grow, learn, and expand. But instead of evolving, they escaped into temptation. They chose the world over depth. They chose distraction over discipline. And now the weight of their choice has become their burden to carry. Now they see it clearly. The mirage has evaporated. The person they ran to is nothing like what they imagined. The success they envied turned out to be staged. The promise of easy comfort turned into a lifetime of chaos. They now sit in quiet regret, replaying every moment they ignored your truth. But let's be clear, this is the law of cause and consequence. They chose a shortcut, and shortcuts always lead to lessons. They wanted everything handed to them without doing the inner work. They didn't want to build, they wanted to borrow. They didn't want to grow roots, they wanted to graft themselves into someone else's illusion. They were looking for an escape from accountability. They didn't want to face themselves, so they blamed you. You were too genuine for their taste, too real, too raw, too reflective. It's not that you were too much, it's that they were too little for the energy you carried, and that imbalance was never going to last. Now the karma has arrived. Slowly, quietly, and relentlessly. Everything they thought they were gaining is slipping away like sand through their fingers. They can't access you anymore. Not emotionally, not energetically, not spiritually. Your vibration has risen so high, they can't even locate your frequency. They lost their access card the moment they betrayed your trust. It's poetic justice, isn't it? They wanted easy love. Now they're learning that nothing easy is ever worth it. They wanted to play with fire. Now they're living in the ashes. The very thing they thought would make them happy is now the thing draining their spirit. Meanwhile, you have risen. You've healed. You've transformed. You've taken every tear, every unanswered question, and turned it into wisdom. You no longer chase closure, because your peace became the closure. You've learned that not everyone who loses you deserves another chance to find you. You've become radiant, and they see it. That's why they can't stop watching from afar. They see your glow, your strength, your joy. They see how life flows for you now because you're aligned with truth, not illusion. You are no longer emotionally available for what you've already outgrown. They chose the devil's deal, and now they're paying in silence. They're surrounded by people who mirror their own manipulation. They're living in the very frequency they created, one of emptiness, greed, and regret. That's what happens when you betray love for lust, when you trade substance for sparkle. But the beauty of your story is this: you didn't lose anything. You were protected. The universe rerouted you away from counterfeit energy and positioned you toward divine alignment. What you thought was rejection was actually redirection toward your real blessing. And here's the final truth. Your energy has become untouchable. You've transcended the pain. You've evolved into someone they can no longer manipulate, tempt, or reach. That's what elevation does. It creates distance between you and everything that used to drain you. It's almost funny now. They left a diamond for a discount deal. They left real love for a rental version of affection. But you kept rising. So let them watch. Let them scroll through your glow. Let them wonder how peace looks so good on you. If this message resonates, you already know what to do. Protect your peace, keep your energy high, and never chase what the universe removed. Subscribe to Angelic Soul, where we turn pain into power and truth into transformation, because your evolution deserves to be witnessed. And now repeat this prayer with me. Dear God, I release all energy of betrayal and call back my power in full. I forgive those who chose illusion over love, and I set them free. I affirm that my heart is healed, open, and protected by divine order. I attract truth, integrity, and mutual respect into every connection. I honor the lessons of loss and celebrate the wisdom they brought. I'm no longer available for deception or manipulation. I walk forward in clarity, confidence, and spiritual strength. My path is aligned with peace, purpose, and prosperity. Every false door that closed made room for divine connections. I am grateful, whole, and radiating light beyond limitation. Amen.